Let's assume that we are starting with a cold aircraft for the first flight of the day. When you enter the cockpit, one of the first items that you have to check is the status of the batteries. To do this, first you have to check on the electrical panel that both batteries, BAT1 and BAT2 push buttons, are switched off. Next, let's look at the battery voltages. As you can see, both are below the minimum required 25.5 volts, so you will have to recharge the batteries from external power. To charge the batteries, you have to switch them on. Switch BAT1 on. Notice the off light has illuminated on the BAT2 push-button switch, because now the aircraft has electrical power to provide that indication. Switch BAT2 on. Because the green avail light is not lighted, meaning that you have no ground power, you have to ask the ground personnel to connect a ground cart. Click on the mechanic. The ground cart is now connected. The green avail light has appeared, which means external power is plugged in, its voltage and frequency are normal, it is ready for use. Switch the external power on. When the blue on light is illuminated, the ground cart is supplying the aircraft. The ECAM electrical page has been called for you. We can confirm that the external power is supplying normal voltage and frequency because the parameters shown on ECAM are green. By following the green lines on the ECAM page, you can see that the external power is supplying all the electrical system. Notice that because the engines are not running, the indications of the associated generators are in amber, and fault is illuminated in amber on the generator push-button switch. On the ECAM page, the battery voltage and current are shown. You can also see the green arrow, which indicates that the DC BAT bus is charging battery 1. Both batteries are now charging from the DC BAT bus. During this time, you can continue with your cockpit preparation. The average charging cycle is approximately 20 minutes. As you can see, both batteries have now disconnected from the DC BAT bus. There are no green lines connecting the batteries to the DC BAT bus. In order to check the battery's voltage, you normally have to switch them off. Switch BAT1 off. You can check on the panel that the voltage of battery 1 is normal. Notice the white off indication on the ECAM page and the off light illuminated in BAT1 push-button switch. Switch BAT2 off. As you can see, both batteries now have voltages above 25.5 volts. The battery charging cycle is complete. We need to switch the batteries back on. We will do this for you. Both batteries are now available. Voltage indications are now displayed green. It is time to start the APU and disconnect external power. We will start the APU for you. You can see on the ECAM page that the APU generator parameters are now displayed. Notice that the APU generator has not automatically taken over supplying the electrical system from the external power. This is because external power has priority over the APU unless external power is deselected. To select the APU generator, deselect external power. Switch the external power off. A green line has appeared connecting the APU box to the system. This means that the APU generator is now supplying the aircraft. You can see that the load is 63%. We can see that the external power is still available. However, we no longer need it, so it can be unplugged by the ground personnel. Click on the mechanic. The avail light is extinguished, and the external power indications on the ECAM have disappeared. The external power source is disconnected. Let's look for a moment at the outside of the aircraft to see the only item associated with the electrical system on the walk-around. You should check that the external power access door is closed, if not in use. You have finished the normal operation A. We will continue with normal operation B.